But that takes us to the news of the week, and we have one that I can't wait to get to because it got a lot of traction on our socials, and for good reason. But we're going to start out with a bomb that you dropped when you walked into my house. I had no idea that apparently they're postponing the Ultimate Girls Trip involving Caroline Manzo and Brandi Glanville due to legal reasons. They're still trying to get that whole thing sorted out, so they pushed RHONY Legacy to the front. So we get to see the ladies of RHONY come back to the screen. Now, I have one question. Do you think the return of the original cast while RHONY the reboot is currently airing?
Well, it won't be currently airing, so it's not. It doesn't drop until December.
Okay, all right, because
So
that was
the
my only
RHONY,
concern.
yeah, the current RHONY will be far done by then. And then the plan is supposedly that they're going to air the Morocco one, which is the one with Caroline and Brandi, at some point in 2024. Details unclear.
They pushed it all the way to next year.
They pushed it to but
barring Bethany Frankel's union strike.
But this is honestly my first reaction was this is a huge year for Sonia and Luann.
They're making the waves, man, and like you know what? Rightfully so. Crappy Lake is a hit. I love Crappy Lake. It's the perfect like little snack in between the housewife shows. So
I can't tell if it's honestly because I mean we see a lot of this, especially with the new RHONY on, where people are just not watching because they refuse to accept new people into their lives, which is the dumbest thing in the world. But I wonder if it was newer housewives, if they threw them on something like this, if it would get as much, if it was exactly the same show and it was fun, if it would get this much, at least love. I don't want to say traction or views. I just want to say love because everything across the board is a resounding yes for Crappy Lake.
What's really funny is I firmly believe that because of the anti-RHONY reboot people, the people that weren't even watching the last season of the old cast, the people that gave up on it but are still dying on this hill of bring back the OGs, I think RHONY Legacy is going to get massive numbers just because of those kinds of people where they're like, oh, we're watching the OGs, we're supporting our cast.
Yeah, and I'm okay with that because I
am too.
That's exactly the role that we want them in. That's what we talk about. You want people to kind of ride off into the sunset, give them this one last show, let them have a nice fun trip, give us 6 episodes, not 10, please not 10, just 6 episodes. Give us a couple episodes here and there. We'll enjoy it, and then that's it. And we're good, and we're done.
Can I emphasize that? That's it.
Yes.
I do not need...
I'm okay with Sonia and Luann going to a different Crappy Lake.
Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah.
What I don't want is for petitions to start for bringing back the OG cast to RHONY. This is a one and done. They deserve it. They've earned it. Let them ride off with some respect. Have a really good last hurrah. Bring them back for a couple of Ultimate Girls Trip along the way. Some more Crappy Lakes with Sonia and Luann for sure. But let's not get crazy with this.
Yeah, I mean, I actually couldn't be more ecstatic about the Morocco trip thing getting pushed back, though.
Me too. I don't want to watch that.
I did not care about any of that. At least RHONY Legacy has some substance to it, and people are going to be excited about it. I hope it's good. And that's the thing. When we talk about how much we like the new RHONY, it doesn't mean that we dislike it. We just know that it's time for them to move on. We
seriously
appreciate what they did. We respect it. We want to give them one last hurrah. It's going to be fun. Obviously, we're going to see these women on different shows popping up here and there, but I don't want them as a mainstay character. I don't want all of them together in New York. That's what fell apart in the first place. So let them go off, and we're good. No shade thrown their way.
Well said, Shoots. Well said. Moving on from that, we got the return of RHOSLC. Happy birthday to me, September 5th, which reminds me, remember the Jameis Winston interview after he won the national championship? They're like, how do you feel about it?
I remember a lot of Jameis Winston interviews, but not that one.
They're all imprinted in my head because I think they're the greatest interviews ever. But the reporter, I think it was Aaron Andrews, was like, how do you feel? It's your birthday. You won the national championship. He goes, it's the greatest. Happy birthday. And he just walked away. That was it. That was the whole interview.
Actually, a pretty good interview for Jameis, honestly.
It was just, I love his interviews.
Weird
but
dude.
I need to ask, with RHOSLC's return, do you think it has the legs to stand on without Jen Shaw?
I don't think so, honestly.
I think
I really don't. I mean, we saw how that looked last year even with Jen in the picture. It was
a
Heather's
tough year. It was a tough
Black
year.
Eye taking stage, and it's really funny because a lot of these shows, at least in like the year that we've been doing this, they've been dragging on, and as of late, everything's been pretty good.
I've enjoyed the
OC
shows recently.
aside, but
Yeah.
everything else has been pretty good. And I remember Beverly Hills stinking, but I'm excited for Beverly Hills to come back.
too.
I remember Jersey, even though Jersey was just on the air. I remember us being over everything. I'm still going to be excited for Jersey to come back next year because I want to see what it looks like. Salt Lake City's not that. it was boring and it stuck with me, and I was really annoyed by it, and I'm not excited for it to come back within a month.
Do you know why? I think I know why.
Why? Star power?
Yeah,
I don't
partly.
really have it. Yeah.
Honestly, partly. I think a big part of it, because I love Lisa Barlow. I think she's really entertaining. Meredith, for what it's worth, like, look, she's funny at times. I get why she's on the screen. The overproduction and the over pushing of that stupid black eye and making that the center point of the season when you had a layup with Jen Shaw in her case was just banana land. I don't even blame the cast. That is just a production fumble. Bravo just fumbled the bag. They had it. I mean, that's the easiest win.
I think it would make a lot more sense if last season was purely about the Jen Shaw thing.
Yes.
And then we expected, okay, let's see what this looks like. We'll give them a season to kind of figure it out. And if this season sucked, we would still give them a little grace and say, all right, maybe they figured it out and they had a bad season. They'll come back the next season. That's sports analogies. But this is different. When you had that layup there and you leaned into a dumb storyline that nobody cared about and we didn't even get any specifics on, we still don't know what the fuck happened. And we don't care anymore. It's over. You fumbled the bag during a good pivotal season. We just watched what happened with Scandival. You could have done that with Jen Shaw and spilled these details and had everybody turn on her. Instead, you just leaned into this dumb storyline. You had your chance. If this season's not good and it doesn't start off good, we're going to tune out. I'm not you and I just mean like in general.
No, just in general, the audience.
Although maybe you and I.
Firmly agree. And, we'll obviously give it a fair shake. Salt Lake was one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Remember how excited I was for you to watch it? Mm-hmm. It was your first go around with it. I'd been there since season 1. I was stoked. And then it just it tanked hard. So I'm holding out hope that they can bring it back to what it used to be when it started out. It was entertaining. It was fun. I liked the cast. I'm curious if we're going to get a Jen Shaw appearance from prison. I don't put anything past Bravo anymore, but we'll see. We'll see. It's September 5th, which is my birthday. Happy birthday to me. But we'll see if it's a good birthday present. And the last thing, we need to call attention to it. Like I said, got a lot of traction on the socials. I woke up in Wildwood. We had a lovely weekend. Me, Dev, my daughter. It was awesome. We did the boardwalk. We did the beach. It was exactly what we needed. And then I have to wake up and see this stupid fucking video of Len Hochstein proposing to the mistress on a cliffside wearing the dumbest fucking shoes I have seen.
Figure out what sneakers they are?
No, they're
just curious.
Somebody left a comment about the shoes on his actual post, and we're like, "These are the dumbest shoes I've ever seen in my life." He's like, "These shoes are worth more than your life." Doesn't matter.
Love guys like that.
Yeah, exactly.
I love dudes like that.
Well, that's why I keep posting and I keep pushing #MicroLen because I think this guy is the smallest penis on the planet. Like, if you have to say stuff like that, these shoes cost more than you make in a year, that means your dick is about 1 centimeter long, 1 centimeter wide. It's a micro. He's a micro.
Is that square?
He's got a square little. He's got a square micro penis, and I want people to know that. But seriously, like watching that video gave me way too much outrage. I'm sitting there like trying to enjoy my coffee in the morning. I'm like, who is this guy? Who do you think you are? You're not even divorced yet, right? You're a scumbag. We watched you on the screen all season last year. Just be a fucking loser. Nothing about you screams like, this is what bugs me, okay? He's a fucking plastic surgeon. The way he walks around, you'd think he won the Nobel Prize in medicine. This guy's not special. You're a run-of-the-mill plastic surgeon.
Plastic surgeons in Miami do feel that way.
But I don't understand it. I really don't. You live in a fortress that makes you look like a drug dealer. You are trying to kick your wife and kids out of the house so you and your mistress, who's 21 years old, can move in there and get married. She's still married, too. This whole thing stinks.
Did you see his mom's comment?
Yes. And now she's on the payroll. I think that Lenny Cash.
We knew that was going to happen, though, after we watched last season, yeah.
But here's my issue with that, honestly. The kids can see that.
Also, why is Salt Lake coming back before Miami? Bring Miami back first.
Bring Miami back first, and God.
Good run going. Put Miami out there on Bravo. Flip Salt Lake over to Peacock. Put OC somewhere in the dumpster somewhere, and we're good.
And kick Lenny off that goddamn cliff with the shoes and the socks. Did you see the socks?
No.
And this is
I tried not to.
Here's my big problem is somebody commented on ours, like, it looks like he's about to go outside and, like, flip a burger. Don't disrespect dads like that.
No.
You know, if the dad look is one thing. The Lenny Hochstein look
Honestly,
is
I would have
totally
respected
different.
it if he had like New Balances on with some
That's what
tube
people were
socks.
saying.
Like,
At least
sure.
they're not New Balances. And I said, don't disrespect New
No,
Balances.
New Balances are good, especially if they get that like little light green tinge from cutting the lawn. That's perfect.
At least they're
Some oils from the burgers that you're
practical.
flipping. Yeah.
They're practical.
Yep, makes sense
What
to
he
me.
was wearing made him look like a 16-year-old skateboard kid that thinks he's cool and up with the times. You're not, buddy. It's giving Steve Buscemi, what's up, fellow cool kids?
Yeah,
Look, all
pretty
right,
much.
that's it. I'm done with Lenny. I think he's the fucking worst. But that takes us to Rosenthorn, and I have two really good ones, so I'm going to let you start.
Okay, fair enough.